Giorgio Mack, People versus.
Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Melissa. Mr. Mack, and sir, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Giorgio Mack.
And Your Honor, we have received some information. It sounds like the complaining witness has been able to recover the phone in question, that she found the phone, so it wasn't taken. We are asking if the court would consider dismissing the case today. In the alternative, we would like to set it for final settlement.
I'd request final settlement, Your Honor.
Okay, so if the phone's been found, why am I setting it for a final settlement? I guess I'm trying to figure that out.
May we approach?
Yes. Can you put myself, Miss Kleeman, and Miss Lundy into a breakout? All right. Record should reflect we've had a bench conference. Set final settlement conference in this matter, SMAC, for May 4th. 2000.
Is it possible that I can say something?
I wouldn't right now, sir. I'm going to give you a call once I'm done with court and we'll talk about it more, okay?
No, I prefer that I say something, man, because I don't understand what's really going on.
Okay, what do you not understand that's going on, Mr. Mayor?
I'm trying to understand how I heard what was said in the first part, and then how I wasn't able to hear why is being pursued further.
Well, I'll answer it this way. I had the initial question, wanted to talk with counsel about it, which is why we went into the breakout room. And they gave me a satisfactory answer, or certainly the people did, as to why this matter should continue. It's not something I can resolve between the different parties' positions. Ms. Kleeman indicated and shared, which you had indicated, or a certain statement you had made, and it's not something that can't be resolved. So I understand now why they want it set for the final settlement conference date.
Your Honor, this affecting my whole life and everything. I don't even understand how I was arrested. So how I even, so this is my whole thing. So it's altering me with community corrections and everything. Is altering me with employment. And today I'm just hearing a couple words that just say, all right, give us another day. I didn't hear anything that was as a citizen. I believe I didn't hear anything that would substantiate my life being altered, the presuming of innocence and anything of that nature.
Sir, hold on. You're presumed to be innocent, which is why when what was said, I asked the question of why. That's why. So then they wanted to explain to me why. They've given me a satisfactory explanation because there are two different versions of this at this point.
Exactly. So
if there are two different versions, then the matter has to proceed. I don't have a choice, but it has to proceed. Now, as to the arrest or anything like that, by design, I don't know anything about the particulars of that, nor why the police officers did what they did at that point. I don't know.
Wouldn't, but with all due respect, wouldn't that information be in front of you? Like, just to see.
Okay, so as a citizen, maybe one thing you need to understand is how this system works. By design, I am not to know everything about the case. Your attorney is the one that knows about the case. The prosecutor knows about the case. Ultimately, the case will come before me. But when I see certain things that might affect the procedural nature, then that's why I asked the question that I asked. Because somebody had to give me an answer. Partially because of what you said, but for other reasons also. And so they gave me their reasons. It still amounts to where there is a conflict in the stories. So the matter has to proceed. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes I tend to tell people, I don't want you here any more than you want to be here. So, sometimes it happens that way too, okay? So I'll set final settlement conference for that May 4th date at 1:30. Jury selection if necessary at 8:30. And what I was going to say before I was addressing the defendant, if the parties would seek to expedite it and waive, then you should strongly consider that because I can get you a date before that. You do.
Yes, Your Honor. That's something that I'll have discussed with Ms. Kirby, who I'm sure will discuss with Ms. Clayman.
Okay, very good. So I'm setting these dates, sir, so that you understand what that meant. I'm setting those dates. If potentially there could be a waiver, I could probably set it for resolution at an earlier date, but that's when I have my jury. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions you have, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Fine, we'll continue.
We have no objection. We would just join in with the request to give him a little more time to pay the 192.
Mr. Dunson,
Do you want to
the
say?
judge
you
wants
want
to hear from you.
Oh, I was just waiting till y'all was done speaking, but I had to get caught up on some bills, and I'll be able to pay it once I get my next paycheck on the 25th.
So you paid somebody else before paying me?
I wasn't
No,
gonna have
no,
no DTE.
hold on. I don't need a long explanation.
Yeah, I had
Like
to get my
Miss
life
Cleveland?
cut off.
Doesn't that seem like a yes or no? I'm just trying to figure it out. Is that what happened, Mr. Benson?
Yeah,
Yeah, you paid somebody else before paying me?
yeah, I couldn't sit in the dark. I was gonna charge my phone to be in court.
Hold up a second. Hold up a minute. So those people at DTE, can they throw them in jail? I don't know. Somehow I think he might be making a bad decision.
The judge can get you lights, Mr. Dunson.
Yeah, I can get you lights, put a roof over your head. They got food there too.
I don't want them lights.
Oh, okay. All right. See, now he's getting particular. All right, Mr. Dunson, how much more time did you need, sir?
I can pay it on March 25th.
All the way out there. See, this is what I'm talking about. If he had called DTE, he could have paid them on the 25th.
No, I could.
You'd have paid the 192 arrearage on or before March 25th, 2022. Is that the day you get paid?
I get paid before then, but I just said then just in case.
Hold up. Hold it. Now he's gonna sneak around. Get paid how much before then?
A few days before then.
A few days.
Yeah.
Not like the day before.
No, I cut like 2 days before. I get paid on the 23rd.
See, you know what? Yeah, he gonna get in trouble with me. If he had just said I get paid on the 23rd, we wouldn't have had a problem. I'll make it the 25th. I was gonna give him actually an extra 2 days to the 28th if he got paid on the 25th, but now that I know he had the money by then. I want it March 25th. No excuses.
Yep.
Continue all all terms as previously ordered. Your next review hearing will be set for June 13th, 2022, 1 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does recall the case, People versus Jamil Forbes.
Ashley Lundy for the people.
All right. My understanding is that there will be an order forthcoming allowing the withdrawal of the public defender's office, and that the Office of Managed Assigned Counsel is appointing Mr. Drukas to represent this defendant.
That's my understanding as well, Your Honor.
Edward Drukas on behalf of this defendant.
This is set for arraignment. Mr. Drukas is going to bring you up to speed on this. He has one count of domestic violence and an account of assault and battery as against the same person.
Okay, we'll
Excuse
raise,
me, Your Honor.
Miss Robertson, it's not our turn yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
for purposes of the arraignment,
Go ahead.
stand mute and waive reading. And we'd ask that a PR bond be set.
Defendant ever waive formal reading. Standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial April 4th, 2022, 1 p.m. All right, as to bond.
Your
Refer
Honor,
to-
Miss Robertson is present. She wishes to address the court based on bond. She's the named victim in the case. She wishes to have contact with the defendant during the pendency of the case.
To whom is
Hi,
he
Your
for?
Honor. Can you
Hello.
see me?
Yes, I can. All right, what do you want to say regarding bond, ma'am?
Okay, yeah. So, personally, I didn't want to press any charges, and I was asking if the restriction for us to have no contact be lifted. Me and him were recently just looking to move into an apartment together, and we were supposed to sign a lease, but because of the no contact, we weren't able to, and we didn't want to move forward with that until everything was settled. And then, to my understanding, when I also called, those two charges were for the same situation. So I thought it was only supposed to be. I was told there was only one charge.
Oh, ma'am, I don't, the last question, the last thing that you posed, I don't know. That may be certainly out of your bailiwick, and I was just apprising Mr. Forbes' counsel what charges were in front of me. Anything from the people in terms of the,
I have the same concerns I have in many domestic violence cases regarding contact between the defendant and the victim. I will note that this is an older case. It took some time to come to court. I believe the incident happened at the end of last year. Leave it on the court's discretion.
Mr. Drukas, anything further?
I just like a potential order that would be a no non-consensual contact. In the event that there was an issue that were to come up, she'd have a way to tell him to leave the situation.
So, sir, I'm going to order that you report to community corrections for a review of your conditions of release and potential drug testing. You understand that, sir?
Can you repeat that?
You are ordered to report to community corrections for a review of your conditions of release and requirements regarding any drug testing. You understand that?
I understand it. Is there a reason why?
Because I'm ordering it. Any other reason you need? Mr. Drukas?
I guess not.
When somebody asks me that question, I always have an issue with whether or not they're going to follow my conditions. So I'm going to give you an opportunity right now because I don't think Mr. Forbes has been before me before and understands
I
exactly.
don't mind to go into a breakout room.
So
And
we'll put him into a breakout room with you. Back on the record in the case of People versus Forbes. Drukas, is there anything you want to tell the court? Or
Thank you,
Or I
Your Honor,
think
for
we
that
will
brief
find-
breakout room. I did get his contact information. I did go over what the issues would be with regard to following your court orders. I think he understands that now. He's currently not testing, or I don't know, is the court looking for drug testing and alcohol testing, or is it sort of a referral to community corrections?
the referral to community corrections for drug testing and a review of it, the release conditions, which I'm about to indicate.
Okay. I did go over that with him. I went over whether or not there would be potentially anything in his system. And I told him that there could be a potential issue with marijuana. And he may or may not have a medical marijuana card. I told him to get me a copy of that card. And if he doesn't provide a copy to the court or ask the court's permission through the use of that medical marijuana card, that he would not be able to partake in any sort of medical marijuana. So if he were to initially test
if he
it,
has the card, then what he would need to do is get a copy of that card when he goes to community corrections, get that to them.
okay, and unless they have it, yeah, unless they have it, then he would not be able to partake.
Correct, because I don't restrict and can't and won't restrict medical, but only restrict recreation.
Okay. So I went over that with him, and I told him that he'd need to report within, I believe the court was going to order within 24 hours.
That is correct.
And I told him that the issues that this is a bond condition, that he needs to follow that, and there can be repercussions if he doesn't. Is that a correct statement, Mr. Forbes?
Yes, sir.
I will change the no contact provision based upon the statements made by Ms. Robertson to no non-consensual contact with Ms. Robinson. Do you understand those terms, sir?
Yes, sir. So you said we can't have contact, correct?
Said no non-consensual contact, and what that means is that you can have contact as long as she consents to the contact. If she indicates that she doesn't want to have contact with you, you must immediately leave.
Okay.
I've signed the order. He is to report to community corrections within the 24-hour period. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. You can sign
Thank
off,
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Forbes. I'll give you a call.
All right.